now beaming into Nerd FT Radio.
This is Nerd FT Radio, where nerds full-time, explorers of the metaverse, surfers of the blockchain, and not in our mom's basement. I'm your host, RSG, aka NRN's #1 streamer, and I'm here with Crypto Crier, aka Santa Crier.
That's
Ho,
right.
ho, ho. Santa
That's
Crier's
right.
in the building.
Giving out presents.
Yeah, he gave, by the way, he gave an early present to your boy Red Sox guy over here, Mateo, and he gave me an awesome overlay for the stream. I would check out the stream, by the way. This is a little chill here. Looks nice, looks clean. The NRN logo is there, getting some followers.
Watch him lose and Marvel Snap a bunch.
You can watch me lose. So if you enjoy me losing in life, go to the stream and watch. But on the serious note, I have been winning, so I don't want to. I was winning and losing. We're gonna use a different deck tomorrow. The next time we're even, but we'll use something else. But let's get going. We got some really cool topics today. It's pretty much the same company because there's a lot of things going on there, and it is Yuga Labs, the Bored Ape Yacht Club, the Mutant Ape Yacht Club, and those dogs that everyone forgot about. That project is what we're going to go ahead and talk about. And the big news, the two big topics that we have is number one, they got a new CEO, and it's not just like any person, right? It is actually the former COO and president of Activision, the company that brought us WoW, the company that brought us Candy Crush. Am I missing a game? Oh, yeah, that's right. Call of Duty. Incredible games, and he's been in that position for some time now. I will say on my end, how I look at it and the reason why he took the jump was obviously the acquisition of Activision on the Microsoft side. Earlier this year, Microsoft acquired Activision, and you know it, when big corporations get acquired by another massive corporation, a lot of people, there's a lot of restructure. So I would assume that position was about to be, hey, go find another job. We won't make it that we're firing you. Go figure it out. And this is where he comes into play. He actually bought himself, was it a Mutant Ape? Yeah, it was a Mutant Ape or a Bored Ape that he bought. He bought himself a Mutant Ape, and he's ready to go. He's going to be the CEO of Yuga Labs starting, if I'm not mistaken,
March
at the
31st.
Beginning of the year. Ooh, March. Okay, so
we
got that going. Crier, what do you think?
Okay, I think it's huge. Anytime that you're getting big name people into the space, I think it's really big. So we had, who was the other one that came in? It was like a YouTube, like the head of YouTube gaming. Remember that one?
Which we had no idea that there's a head of. I didn't even know there's YouTube gaming, but yes,
I know, but there's like a lot of
side.
Yeah, the Polygon. Yeah, he's the Polygon game. That's right. Yeah. So, anytime that you're seeing like massive gaming companies adding big names from large companies, and now they're bringing over to the blockchain, you can definitely see that this is the direction stuff people are going. Like they don't get to these positions by sticking around and not being really good at their job, right? These are like some of the largest companies in the world nowadays, as with gaming being so massive. These are big operators, and when they are becoming the CEOs and CFOs as the COOs of all these new upcoming blockchain companies, you can definitely tell that they've already researched this. They've already gone into this a little bit. They've seen the power of NFTs and crypto, and they're ready to go. But someone as big as Activision, probably the largest game creator, probably, I would assume. And it's got to be.
Yeah, it's not the largest. If not, no, probably this. I thought Epic was, if I'm not mistaken.
Epic now?
I don't know, but obviously now
it's just massive. They are making all these big pivots, and I think more and more people will come into the roles like this. I think it's not going to be the first time or whatever, the fifth time that we see this. I think a lot of people will be pivoting into either their own companies or taking over large roles of already successful NFT brands.
No, I definitely agree. And one of the things that I really liked what you just said was these people did their research before coming here. They wouldn't have just made such a risk move of, hey, let me just join this company. So, by the way, I will say this is obviously speculation. I'm assuming the SEC trial and everything going on is going pretty good for this type of guy caliber to go, hey,
it was never a trial. It was only a probe.
Not a trial, a probe. So listen.
Must be going well.
It must be going well if this guy to be like, hey, I'll join, number one. Number two, when you think about gaming, relationships, friendships, work, everything. One of the major things is security, safety. And when you see an individual like him come here to Yuga, and that brings security and safety for not just the holders of the project, but also other companies that can collaborate, other hires that can come to Yuga because they see someone of that caliber in that position. For whatever reason, the one thing that comes out of it is that's extremely good, and it's not like the antics of, oh, he's gonna Call of Duty and loot box Bored Apes now. Like, all these people are like, oh, we don't want that. Activision is so bad, we don't want that to come over to the blockchain. I really do think the founders will keep it down pack, so we should be good on that side. But the one thing I will say, the security aspect and the network that he's providing now to Yuga and the overall space is massive. Same thing was that I was saying on the side of Cool Cats with their new CEO, the network of people that he's been working with for 20 plus years is now going to be comfortable with an NFT project, with the blockchain, with crypto. So let's just see what happens. Again, he was
bridging those high up echelon tier of networking that they've all talking to each other. They're all big in each other with the gaming side. They're all big with networking. That's just another signal that this is more mainstream, and obviously not yet, but it's coming. Web3 gaming is definitely going to be one of the largest onboarders of crypto and NFTs. We've said this a bunch of times. It is going
to be, it's going to be the one. That's it.
But Yuga is coming out stacked, right? They bought Larva Labs, which is like the CryptoPunks and the Meebits. They bought the 10KFT, which is the project from the lore behind all that type of stuff. They're picking up all these really big names in the space. Now they're picking up names not even in the space that are huge. I think they definitely have a lot of potential to get stuff done. So other side, we've talked about that before. You can check our old podcast about the other side, but we did me and Nate Digital, the other person that's part of NRN, but we did the beta or test launch for the other side. Very impressive stuff. He probably saw some of their platform and was like, yeah, this is definitely interesting. I think there's a lot of potential in something like this. It's a big MMO, and they use your voice as a controller, which we've talked about before too, which is just something that I think is super interesting and not ever seen in a game.
So. Yeah, never. Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a lot of potential. And the creators of Yuga Labs have always said that they're just massive nerds, big gamers themselves. A lot of the Yuga name comes from like Zelda or something. There's a lot of nerd energy going on there. So I'm excited to see what they bring.
No, absolutely. And again, this guy comes from a background of, I think, 15 plus years at Google, 2-3 years at Activision. These are top tier people that are coming in this space, and this should literally just put in stone that we're here to stay and incredible things are coming. And not only, remember, this is big, that's already number one big news, but number two big news, and it's the infamous Jimmy the Monkey. What is it called? The trial of Jimmy the Monkey. The game, the lore that's about to start coming out for Yuga is starting. It's already starting. I was going to say today, but like you guys are listening. You guys are listening on Thursday. You're already a day late if you don't know this. So get your butts over there, figure it all out. And we got some interesting topics on this side of things. So of course, this is going to be somewhat of a game, right? And we know that it's going to go through, I think, Christmas, if I'm not mistaken, number one. But what's going on with the game is what's extremely interesting. Like you said, is this going to deal with the other side, Crier? I wanted to ask you that. Is it not?
I don't think so. Like on their actual roadmap, it's all very cryptic with all the Yuga stuff, but this was the next thing after their BAYC mobile competition game and right before the whatever MD versus I is. So we don't even know exactly what these are pertaining to. It's been touted for a long time now that they've been saying that Jimmy the Monkey trial is going to be happening on. It's a bunch of cryptic tweets, so we don't know exactly when it will be here, but what it's going to entail. But I'm excited for it. They're going to have a mint for it. There's different tiers based on whether or not you own a ape so there's 4 tiers. Ape with a kennel club, ape without a kennel club, a mutant with a kennel club, and a mutant without a kennel club. So those are the people who are going to be eligible to mint them. So we'll see. They have usually their mechanics are always pretty top tier in terms of like stuff they release in the ecosystem. I'm sure these will rip off just like everything else they've put out so far, besides Other Side, which did not rip off.
They made a lot of money though. They definitely made the
exactly.
biggest.
That's why they're able to afford the big hitters from Activision and Blizzard right now.
No, it's funny. But they did go ahead and tweet out the pieces of the narrative will be released along the way. Pay attention to the signs. Details might be important down the line. Now, the sense of, like you said, this late January mint will be free, playable, and an interactive mint experience for these holders of Bored Apes, Mutant, Kennel, and like you said, it will be tiered off as well. But you'll also have an opportunity to use some ape to make it like to enhance the minting, something else. So they're using all the things. When we look at all these projects in the space, they have all this like random shit. Cool Cats has 30 random stuff. Dead Fellas has Dead Friends and all these little tiny little drops that we got along the way, collaborations and everything. They're not doing anything. And what we're seeing from Yuga here is I will say that what we're seeing Yuga here is using all those assets that they have and doing something with them, providing the big word utility to these NFTs that everyone just has in their wallets. Sure. It's really incredible what's about to happen. We're a part of it, and we've been talking about this for weeks now. Lore, storytelling, character development. This is what's needed for every single project. And what Bored Apes is about to do is exactly that. I hope we see something truly remarkable here, because things could get really interesting once you start adding a story behind all of these characters, because that's where I personally believe a lot more people will come into the space. Same exact thing with Harry Potter, with Marvel, DC, anything you think of. It's the characters and the storytelling. And if they hit the nail on the head, like if they go out and they crush it, just you wait, folks. Just you wait. It could be truly remarkable. But remember, this mint is happening at the end of July. By the way, end of January. Good heavens. The one thing I will say is in the last hours, or when the tweet came out, like 30 kennel clubs got swept, like straight swept. So again, now the entry is like 8.5 or something like that.
It's just like 3 ETH or something crazy.
Yeah, it's up 3-4 ETH. It's going to still keep ripping. And again, hopefully they can spread it out, and a lot of really cool things will come on that side. But do we have any update on the other side? If we're going to get any like a new testing or any?
I haven't heard anything on that front. I do know that if you are participating in all of them, they said that they will get additional lands, because there was 100,000 released, and then there will be additional 100,000 released to people who are participating. So I'm assuming as it gets closer to being actually usable and functional game or beta or whatever they're going to release, there will be opportunities for people who do hold land to participate in some way so that they do earn the additional land. So make up for me losing 50% of my value.
Oh, Lord. The other thing I will say that the trial of Jimmy the Monkey will be going on for the next year. It's going to be something for 2023, and it's going to keep going and going, which allows people to engage, which allows people to not get bored. Hopefully it's little steps into the direction of, once again, just awesome lore, awesome character development. And it should just be really freaking cool. Let's see what happens. I'm definitely excited for it. But other than that, it's been somewhat a little dead on the Metaverse side of things. Just the massive signing of Yuga, obviously. The massive game that's about to come out. We don't even know if it's a game. It could be just like an activation online or whatever it is. Something cool. Let's see what happens. But the other thing that's happened, that's massive.
Uh-oh. What is it?
I got nothing. I think we should just nerd out, because that's all we got. We're going. And you,
I got something good wheedled up.
Ooh, what we got? What we got cooking?
So it's actually a new Web3 gaming that is made by the former Diablo devs, and they're releasing it as an MMO called Angelic. Pretty cool sounding. But it's an Unreal 5 game.
You had Crier at Diablo, so you're good right
I stopped reading at that, and I was like, oh shit, let's do this, baby. So they're making a independent gaming developer. They created their own studio. They've made games such as Far Cry and Diablo. Far Cry is also another fantastic game.
Never got into it. Oh man,
Far Cry is So good.
Yeah.
I played all of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Very good game.
Okay.
It's more of a single player side. It's like if you like a good.
I've played it like once or twice, but I never got into it.
Yeah. Graphics wise, those were some like very early. I remember them being just like those and Crisis were one of the ones that I was like, damn, these are killer and hold up really well. Yeah. But yeah, so they've made games like those, Far Cry and Diablo. The game developer is called Metaverse Game Studios, and they are looking
Very
to
original.
build. Yeah, very original. And building games with Unreal Engine 5 and making sure that it's going to be something that's very what we saw with Illuvium, right? It's good graphics. It's not just about it's on the blockchain. It's the only selling point. It has to still be a good game. So looks like it'll be a turn-based combat and RPG storyline utilizing Immutable X, which I think is going to be pretty interesting to see.
I think, Crier, I think we got to get someone that's been playing the beta to slide on the podcast. We got to, hey, listen, the beta for Illuvium is out, and Cena has it, and he's not using it, so he should probably just give it to me so then I can use it,
100%.
Right?
So
what's going on there? We got to harass him and try to get that. So maybe if he plays, maybe Cena can come by for a little bit and tell us, because like we got to know what's going on, because that Illuvium beta looks phenomenal. The graphics, color, the whole nine looks phenomenal. A lot of people were saying it feels a little empty, but obviously because you can't see the other people. Once you put people in, then you're gonna get a little better. But definitely on the beta side, it's good step one for Illuvium, and of course you are able to go buy some Illuvium land also that will give you resources for the game, the turnstile game as well that they're coming out with, and it's going to be mobile if I'm not mistaken also. So a lot of really cool things. A lot of these metaverses and these games have to be mobile friendly for this to succeed. I'm going to be honest with everyone. Remember, I know a lot of you guys have great PCs and all this stuff, but the overall population, they doesn't like your
and blockchain lends itself to having successful mobile games too. Like the whole point is interoperability between everything. Exactly. Definitely see that being very interesting. But a couple last things on this one. Angelic is looking to have a public launch in February with alpha testing in January. And it says any traded, acquired, and in-game NFTs will be able to be traded, and it looks like you can earn them through PvP section of the game. So
okay, all right, we definitely gotta sign up. I need that link. Right. Let's try to get that.
We need beta. Grit. Where's the? I've been trying to harass people to get Grit. Grit looks great.
Wait, something's out?
I've seen gameplay. Yeah, it looks fantastic.
I haven't seen gameplay. Dude, I'm not doing my homework. I'm on the Web 2 side with Marvel Snap. Dude, this is going bad.
Gameplay
I'm losing.
Grit looks awesome. There's this game I played called Hunt. It's on Steam or whatever, where it's a very like a small map, maybe like 12 people, and but it's the same like battle royale style where there's only one winner. But it looked like very interesting. It had like old timey guns and stuff like that. Graphics look really good. I saw Bryson playing it on one of his streams.
Okay. We gotta get Bryson. That's who we need. Golly, this man's played every game. That's who it is. Gotta stop dodging me. Gotta stop dodging us. That's what's going on. We'll get him on. He's super cool people, and it's someone in the space. Again, he is phenomenal at what he does and the connection and the network that he has. So would love to have him on one of these days, if not on a Spaces. I did meet him at VCon. Yeah, at VCon day one, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, no, again, a lot of really cool, interesting things happening. We're finally getting to see these games. When we think about Web3 gaming, the stigma is they look awful. And now, we're getting these games that look good, and if it's from the other side, if it's Illuvium, if it's now what you're telling me, Grit, we're finally getting into a stage. That's when the real gamers are going to start coming, when we actually 100%. Have a product that they could play that's actually good as well. Blankos also, I'm not the biggest fan, but it's still not bad at all. It has that kiddish factor of it, like a Fall Guys, so it doesn't have to be incredible graphics. Remember, there's many games that from Hades, any, Pokemon, what else I got? Mario games. They don't have to have incredible graphics. You just have to have a good gameplay, and it has to be fun. If we can find a way for these games to be fun, which hopefully it's called a game. You're supposed to have fun in a game, right? So hopefully they figure that out, and a lot more people will come into it. Because again, I'm done with just like clicking buttons and that's it. Like Cool Cats, like Cooltopia. I don't want that. I want something more, something different.
Definitely coming. There was a recent survey that I saw that was specifically targeted at game developers, and the response was 75% are expecting to work or have worked on a Web3 project in the future. They're expecting this. The growth is there. So it's going to be good times in the future.
I like following the devs because those are the smart people. So if you follow the smart people, you might make some good moves. So hopefully that's the move here. Or like Crier, you just put it in OpenAI and you become a dev.
And then fire it up.
And you're firing it up, and Crier's creating Diablo on the blockchain, and we don't know how the heck.
I did one simple smart contract. Don't be tossing that around here.
He's going to create the next Diablo on the blockchain. But other than that, again, Crier, you actually let's nerd out a little bit. You actually went and did homework and your boy didn't. I'm late. I'm late
what's
to the
going
party.
on here? I'm doing all the research.
I don't know. This is crazy. This is. The tables have turned on the topics as well as doing homework, because I'm over here just snapping it up on Marvel Snap. But you did go ahead and see the new Avatar. There's been a lot of bad things and there's been a lot of good things being said. It's right in the middle.
I didn't read any reviews. Went in blank. Me and Jessica, so my wife, we watched the first one. She had never seen it before, so we watched that this
Still holds
weekend.
up. Still holds up.
Still holds up really well. We talked about this last time, but yeah, so we went and saw that this weekend, and now we went and saw last night. We went and saw it, and it was fantastic. The graphics were incredible. I would say some of the acting was bad, just because one of the two actors were not very good, but they didn't detract from the story or anything like that. It was done very well. The atmosphere and world building was very immersive for sure. It was very well done on all of that, portraying the Pandora like they did in the previous one up themselves. I actually saw this in 3D. I never go see 3D movies either.
Movies.
That was good. They did a really good job on it.
I get sick.
You did?
No. Yeah, I get sick with 3D.
They did a really good job. I don't really ever see 3D movies or do anything, but one of my friends told me that he said it was the best cinematic experience he had ever had, and he's like a big movie guy. I think we talked about it a little bit last time. I think.
Yeah, we did.
And so it held up really well. He did not steer me wrong. I did not read any of the reviews or anything like that, so I don't know what everyone's saying. But yeah, I was super impressed with it. It's really long. It was 3 hours and 12 minutes, and I did not feel like anything needed to be cut. I did not feel like nothing dragged on at all. And even Jessica said the exact same thing, because she actually was talking shit about some Marvel stuff. She was like, sometimes they're really long, but there's like those 10, 15 minutes that I think I could have cut out or could have not been in there and still been a good.
I agree.
And she was like, no, it was good. Everything. It did not feel like long at all. Like I was like, holy shit, it's already been 3 hours. That's nuts.
All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are we ranking it? You can use decimals.
I'll give it like a solid 9. It was good.
Whoa, okay.
It was good, man.
All right.
I was very impressed.
Hey, listen, I'll watch it. I'm watching it tomorrow with Carolina and her family on Thursday. So today, when you guys are listening to this at night, I will have my review. I will tweet it out, and let's see how it goes. I wasn't the biggest fan of the first one. It was more the sense the graphics-wise was incredible.
Yeah. Like
before its time type thing. And it still holds up very well, like we said previously. But I wasn't that massive of a fan of it. I will say the Avatar ride at Animal Kingdom is a top 2, with one being Rise of the Resistance, a Star Wars one. So this is number 2 of the best rides I've ever been on. This is not including roller coasters, just like rides.
Like immersive rides or whatever.
Oh my God. That thing is wild what they do. So if it's anything like that, which is probably going to be,
I like this one way better. I just watched the other one. I just watched this one. The second one was way better.
Okay. So I'm excited to go ahead and go see it, because I need something else that's not Marvel and DC. And obviously with all the news going on with DC, how everyone's getting hacked. Like, it's bad. No more Henry for Superman. No more Black Adam. The Rock, he's gone. No more Gale. Dude, no, James, he didn't die. Good Lord. Jesus. No, he did not pass away.
Like the
He's
character,
still healthy. No, pretty much what they're doing is James Gunn said, yeah, we're starting at 0.
We're talking about DC stuff. Yeah, they're all
they're all getting canned. James Gunn we're starting it over. The Rock actually unfollowed DC, HBO, James Gunn. Like, he's pissed. It took him a while. It took him 15 years to get Black Adam going. He's always wanted that character. And I saw, it's been 15 years him trying to get Black Adam. It's ridiculous. And the funny thing, I saw a meme on Instagram, and it was The Rock You remember the Black Widow scene of Scarlett Johansson when she's obviously like kicking ass through the hallway? It was her, and then it was like The Rock's face, and it said The Rock going to Marvel to try to get a role now. So maybe we see The Rock over here on the Marvel side of things. That would be crazy. But again, Black Sadams. No, it'd be, who would The Rock be?
No, that was a dad joke.
You would have to make him. Yeah, I know. But you would have to make him the Thing.
Yeah, The Rock.
The Rock, the Thing. You
The
have to literally. Yeah, the big old rock guy. Literally, he's a rock. So you would have to make him at least into the
Dad's gotta get his
Fantastic Four.
rocks off.
I take that back. You know who would be the perfect Thing in Marvel for Fantastic Four? Seth Rogen.
Why?
What do you mean, why? That'd be hysterical. The Rock is funny. The whole nine. He's going to be a big old rock. Like it's Seth Rogen, all right? That's all I'm saying. Seth Rogen will be the Thing. Watch. But one other thing I did want to mention was on the Avatar side. Remember, the third Avatar that they're already like planning out to come out. It's pretty much not. It's like 9. This dude wants to do CGI of 9 hours of this movie to then cut it down to 3 to 4 hours. If this man makes a 4-hour movie, there has to be intermission at the middle of it. Like a pee break or get some snacks, like something. But again, super awesome stuff going on. It's just more of James Cameron. This dude literally has dreams and just makes movies. And then here we are, $450 million later. And remember, the break even here is $2 billion. So let's hope that they reach that. But again, that pretty much wraps it up. Again, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Nerd FT Radio. We'll catch you guys. Car, are we doing an episode this Sunday? Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah,
we'll be back later on.
28th.
28th. We'll be back. Happy holidays. Actually, we'll have to record in South Florida, so I might have to. I'll figure that out somehow. Oh no, I don't want to pack. Good Lord. But we'll catch you guys in a little bit. Again, happy holidays. Thank you so much. And if we don't hear from you guys into the new year, happy new year as well. We might have to switch up the logo of the podcast in the new year. I don't know. We might have something. We might have something cooking there. So we'll see what it goes down. But again, thank you so much, and we'll catch you guys later. Peace.